Back in the early days of China's internet, we were in the golden age of forum culture. No short-form video chaos breaking your focus into tiny bits. No algorithm-driven feeds shoving tailored content down your throat. Instead, netizens preferred gathering in niche forums, building communities with words. They'd share obscure hobbies, tell personal stories, and unknowingly spark online events that people still talk about today. And the eerie tale we're diving into? It was born right in this text-driven era, sending shockwaves through the paranormal fan community and leaving behind mysteries that remain unsolved. This story starts late at night on August 14, 2010. On Tianya forum, once the Reddit of early Chinese internet, a user named Someone Rushing to the Exam at Night posted a thread titled, "Talking about the mental world of a schizophrenic patient I know." I doubt the OP original poster ever guessed this simple forum post would evolve into a terrifying urban legend, with twists that still give people chills. In the thread, the OP talked about her close friend C. They were hometown buddies, classmates, and even went through undergrad and grad school together. The OP claimed she witnessed almost every step of C's descent into mental distress. When C was lucid, they'd chat normally. Emotionally, the OP hated labeling C as mentally ill, but she couldn't deny C was trapped in a reality no one else could see. So, what kind of bizarre behaviors did C exhibit? First off, her persecution delusions were extreme. One night, C returned to her dorm alone. As she walked to her bed, she noticed her quilt was bulging. In that split second, she was convinced there was a person, or a corpse, hiding under it. Terror flooded her, and she ran out of the dorm screaming. She waited outside until her roommates came back in the middle of the night, too scared to go back in on her own. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Later, C's erratic behavior scared her younger dorm mate into moving out, leaving C to live alone. During that time, C kept saying the building behind her dorm was full of people watching her through binoculars. She even claimed to hear radio waves, insisting someone was tapping her phone calls. 3 cars parked downstairs? To C, they were death traps. Every time she stepped outside, those cars would follow her. And she swore she saw gun barrels sticking out of the windows, aimed right at her. Her fear even fixated on her graduate advisor. She was convinced the advisor was plotting to kill her. In her mind, the bathroom, her dorm door, and her window were all surrounded by hitmen at night. One wrong move, and she'd be dead. Once in the middle of the night, C said she clearly heard her advisor directing a car to release poison gas into her room. To her, every detail felt real. She swore she saw a killer outside. Her window lifted a piece of paper stuck to the glass, and in real life, there was paper on her window. She even said she could smell the gas. C's terror followed her home too. Once when she took a bus back to her hometown, she was convinced everyone around her was an assassin in disguise. The other passengers looked sinister to her. One, she claimed, was carrying a net full of human heads. When the bus reached the county seat, she nervously took a taxi. But halfway through the ride, her panic spiked. She was sure the driver was also an assassin, so she demanded to get out. The driver, spooked by her hysteria, let her go without asking for money. Beyond these terrifying delusions, C also suffered from hallucinations, both auditory and visual. She'd be having a normal conversation with someone, then suddenly say the person had tilted their head and whispered a creepy insult at her. Or she'd describe in detail what a stranger was doing, when no one else saw anyone there. Every day was a living nightmare for her, trapped in constant fear. The OP's descriptions were so vivid they already made readers uneasy. But what made the thread truly spine-chilling? Every time she posted a segment of the story, she included a carefully chosen eerie image, and each one perfectly matched the vibe of what she was describing. For example, one photo looked exactly like C's bulging quilt moment, dim lighting, a blurry human-like shape under fabric. It was like you could feel C's terror firsthand. The OP also mentioned that C's former dorm mate told her C would stay up all night sitting in silence, crying or talking to herself like she was arguing with someone. She'd ask the dorm mate creepy questions. Do you hear people talking? Is someone in the bathroom? Did you hear the knocking? Or, when the room was completely quiet, C would suddenly say, What did you just say? Sometimes she'd get up in the middle of the night to open the door and check the hallway. The strange behaviors never stopped. Soon after, another user named Hudonas, let's call him H, joined the thread and started acting like an expert. H used professional terms to analyze C's personality, mental state, and behavior, going back and forth with the OP, like they were a seasoned psychiatrist. Just like the OPH also posted an eerie image with every analysis, and the style of those images was identical to the OP's. It made the whole thread feel even more surreal. But sharp-eyed netizens noticed something weird. The OP accidentally used the wrong account while posting. She shared a continuation of the story under an ID called Chun Lele, then acted like nothing happened. Later, she kept using Chun Lele to post as a regular commenter, asking H questions and sharing more spooky photos. This raised red flags. Some netizens called it out. The OP and H are probably the same person. She's faking a real-life split personality. Their proof? The OP and H had nearly identical writing styles, used the same image aesthetic, registered their accounts on the same day, even made the same typos. Plus, Chun Lele once posted a photo and said, "Great news. I can post images again." And earlier, the OP had complained she couldn't upload photos. All these coincidences made more people believe the theory. As suspicion grew, another commenter dropped a bombshell. The OP is probably C, the schizophrenic patient she's talking about. Think about it. The OP described C's life in excruciating detail, not just moments they shared, but even things C did with her other classmates. For a bystander, that level of detail is almost impossible. Then, netizens dug deeper. They found the OP H and Chun Lele, all registered on Tianya on the same day. Their writing styles, image choices, even their use of rare vocabulary and references to specific cultural things were identical. A commenter pointed out. Kutsibe Budanjia Huawa, another famous Tianya user who was known for having persecution delusions, was also a grad student, and acted almost exactly like the C the OP described. Netizens flooded the comments asking if Budanjia Huawa was C, but the OP never answered directly. That suspense only made people more curious, and the thread blew up with debates about the connection between C and Budanjia Huawa. One eagle-eyed netizen noticed the OP mentioned a scene from Dream of the Red Chamber, a deep cut that only someone who'd read the book at least 5 times would remember. And Budanjia Huawa. That name likely comes from a line in one of the most famous Chinese classics, Dream of the Red Chamber, a phrase you'd rarely hear anywhere else. On top of that, Budanjia Huawa was receiving treatment in Shanghai, and the OP's location was also Shanghai. All the clues pointed to one conclusion: the OP was C. She couldn't face the fact that she had a mental illness, so she made up a friend C and posted the story as a bystander. Then, she created the psychiatrist H persona to diagnose herself. Netizens even suspected there were 3 to 5 other accounts run by her, all working together to build this complicated story. This thread blew up on Tianya. Thousands of people debated the OP's real identity and whether C's story was true. Some were convinced the OP was C, that the whole thread was a product of her schizophrenia, a way to express her pain and fear. Others thought it was just a sick internet stunt. The OP used people's curiosity about mental illness and paranormal stories to get clicks and attention. But no matter what the truth is, this story made people talk about schizophrenia in a way they hadn't before. It showed the agony of living with that illness, trapped in a reality no one else understands, haunted by delusions and hallucinations. It also revealed how complicated the internet can be. In the virtual world, you can be anyone, tell any story. But that freedom can also spark chaos, doubt, and debate. So the next time you scroll through a weird online story, take a second to think, what's really going on here? And remember, not everything you read is as it seems.
Please hit the like button and subscribe to channel. We are the Jade Archive. We love you and see you in the next video.